Ter-Ater tradition from Madura, East Java. Ter-Ater tradition consists of two words, namely tradition and Ter-Ater. Tradition is a legacy from ancestors that has been lived for hundreds of years and is still carried out by those born in the future. While the word Ter-Ater comes from the word ater, which means delivery, and then gets a prefix ter to be Ter-Ater, which means to deliver or a gift that is delivered to a neighbor's house or delivering food. The Madurese community is basically very thick with etiquette or hospitality issues in everyday life. In fact, not infrequently, there are those who argue that the custom of politeness is a prototype of being a Madurese human. Therefore, the Ter-Ater tradition, which is the pattern of Madurese habits, is upheld as a social norm in fostering harmonious social life. So, it can be concluded from the definition that the Ter-Ater tradition is a habit that is carried out by people from generation to generation from their ancestors in the form of delivering food to neighbors or relatives. Ter-Ater is one part of the Madurese tradition, which means sharing food with neighbors, relatives, or people who deserve to be given Ter-Ater. Ter-Ater is usually done by the Madurese on certain days and certain months, such as when there are celebrations, selamatans, religious holidays, tasyakuran, and so on.
Ter-Ater is a part of the local culture which makes many people conclude that the Madurese are friendly, generous, communicative, kind, and have high solidarity with others. In the Madura proverb, say satenda sapecak, or literally means one step and one foot. The proverb is intended to express the closeness and distance in terms of family ties. The distance between oneself and cousins or satenda and siblings or sapecak is almost the same, both close and distant at the same time far away. The Ter-Ater traditions carried out by the Madurese community, of course, cannot be separated from the values of Islamic education contained there. As the basic meaning of Islamic education, firstly, the value of Aqidah, which means Ter-Ater tradition has a role in building good relations with Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Second, the value of Sharia, which means building good relations between human beings in the form of friendship, gratitude, and sodaqah. Third is humans see the reality in the surrounding environment as a form of adaptation that the person has motivation in accordance with the tradition that exists in there. For the Madurese community, Ter-Ater is hereditary tradition. This is done to connect and strengthen the relationship between family or neighbors. Items brought as souvenirs for those visited are in the form of ready-to-eat food, such as white rice with side dishes, chicken, mutton or beef, complete with cakes depending on the ability of those who want to do Ter-Ater. Then, brought to a relative or close neighbor. Ter-Ater is a manifestation of gratitude to the Almighty who has given a lot of sustenance to himself and his family, especially when entering Eid al-Fitr, so that it's very beneficial to share the taste of food among others, especially to those who deserve it. If you want to visit a family who is far away, the luggage is usually something that is not easily stale but it's unique. However, this only can be found in certain places in Madura as one of the cultural elements of the Madurese community. Ter-Ater can be used as a reflection can describe the identity and character of the Madurese community. This is done as form of giving respect and as fundamental principle in social life.
There are several Ter-Ater momentums in Bagyong village, Kuluk-Kuluk district, Sumeneb Regency. Namely, first, the month of Muharram, the forbidden month for war or Sorah. The tradition of Ter-Ater in the month of Sorah is carried out by villagers by bringing porridge, known as white porridge or tajin pote, to relatives and neighbors. Second, the month of Safar, which is defined as the journey of the tribes to trade outside the area or Sapar. The tradition of Ter-Ater in the month of Sapar is carried out by the residents of Bakyang village by bringing a kind of red and white porridge, which is better known as tajin polor. Third, the month of Rabiul Awal, which means spring or Molot. This month, the community in Bakyang village celebrates it by visiting family and friends by bringing rice, curry chicken or beef curry, and various fruits. They believe that in the month of Rabiul Awal, the Prophet Muhammad was born, and in this month, all fruits grow on earth. Fourth, the month of Rabiul Akhir, which is interpreted as the end of spring or Rasol. This month, the community in Bakyang village celebrates it by visiting family and friends by bringing rice, chicken curry, or beef curry, and various cakes, with the premise that in this month we are grateful for the sustenance that God has given us. Fifth, the month of Sha'ban or Rabah, which is interpreted as welcoming the holy month of Ramadan. In this month, the villagers bring white rice with side dishes like chicken curry or beef curry, complete with various kinds of cakes. Then the food is brought to relatives or neighbors to be visited.
6. The month of Ramadan or Pasaan, which interpreted as the month of Quran was revealed. In this month of Ramadan, Ter-Ater can be found especially on the 21st, 25th, and 27th of Ramadan. Or in Madura, we call it as Selekoran, Sakimean, and Petok Lekoran. On Selekoran night, people bring apem or sarabi to their relatives or neighbors. On Petok Lekoran night, they deliver sticky rice and banana soup to each other by bringing ketupat to their neighbors. The Madurese celebrate it with great fanfare and live by Ter-Ater of traditional food traditions such as white rice with side dishes, chicken, goat, or beef, complete with various kinds of cakes. 8. The month of Dhul Hijjah or Ter-Ater is defined as the honor of the Hajj season. People celebrate it with great fanfare. In the celebration, social boundaries and stratification seem to fade. Rich and poor, the difference was very thin. The rich apologize to the poor and vice versa. They hope to gain inner enlightenment. In celebration of this Talasan, they also wear new clothes, school caps, sarong, and slippers. This celebration does not stop here. The community also celebrates it with a food feast, followed by holding a Ter-Ater tradition by delivering goods, especially food, to relatives or neighbors who are around. It is carried in large containers and containing ready-to-eat food, meat, chicken, and beef, and also various kinds of cakes. Even in the month of Shawwal and Dhul Hijjah, this is a great momentum in Eid Mubarak, so that the momentum continues to follow the festivities and greatness of the religious celebration as well.